A little background over the past year, my wife has kind of found things on my phone that she's not a big fan of. Three separate occasions, to be specific. First one, she just kind of said, "Hey, we're all about to have our third kid, and
what did she find?
Summer. Just pornography. It's not. No, I've never paid for it. It's never been OnlyFans. I've never been unfaithful. But just a little background. My wife has been pregnant for 3 consecutive years, and our intimacy has gone down, of course. And I don't blame her or resent her for that. But I just have to sometimes take things elsewhere. And she, second and third time she's found it, has not been a big fan of it. And this last third time, she said, you need to get this under wraps, or it's gonna be some issues. And the last time she found it, I tried to say, oh, well, that's old, and she called me out on it, claiming that it wasn't, and she knew that it wasn't. And my wife is a very, very bright, very wise woman. She calls me out on my vices. I'm 135 days sober, thanks to her.
Congratulations.
And this is another thing that I want to tackle, and I need to tackle, and I know I need to, but I can't seem to.
This one's harder. What was your vice before?
Alcohol.
Okay. This one's harder than alcohol.
I've heard that.
Because I mean, just when it comes with availability. Like, you can't just waltz into work in most workplaces with a 30-pack, right?
Sure.
And you can waltz into work with your phone.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And you don't just like hop into your bathroom in the evening after everybody's asleep with a 30-pack. You can, and people do, right? But it's easier just to pull out your phone.
Sure.
So going from alcohol, which I'm real proud of you, dude. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Going to this challenge, beneath those, where did the story come from that you don't like yourself? That what you want or need is not a story that's allowed to be told?
I'm not sure I follow you on that, Dr. John.
Who did you have to sing and dance for growing up?
Oh, yeah, my mom. We talk about that a lot.
Me and you haven't talked about it. Tell me about it.
I guess I was just always afraid to tell the truth to my mom in fear of getting in trouble. And
what did in trouble mean?
Just groundings and things of that nature. No physical beatings or anything.
Oh, so she didn't hit you, but she weaponized her love. If you do this, you can't be in my presence.
Sure.
Get out. If you do this, you can't see any of your friends. You can't see any of your family members. You can't do anything fun. You can't do anything with me.
So my mom is the problem?
No, you're the problem.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not.
I'm just saying, if you're a little kid and you know there is a line that I can cross with my actions and behavior that my mom will send me away, then you learn very quickly to sing and dance.
Right.
And any want you have, any idea or feeling you have, you learn very quickly how to shut it off. And when you get older, you can't shut it off, and alcohol is awesome.
Yeah, that was it for a decade. I struggled with that.
And yes, pornography is about getting off, but it's different too. There's another layer to it. It's that sense of I'm in a relationship with myself and I'm in a relationship with my partner where there's no life here. And I can pull out my phone and take a quick exit ramp and my heart rate gets up. And I see something crazy. I get to pseudo experience something crazy without any of the responsibilities of engaging with somebody else.
Sure.
And so I guess what I would call you on is, having 3 kids in 3 years, it's gonna mess up frequency. It's gonna mess up, I don't want to say exotic, but like whatever weird, fun, playful, exciting, whatever things you want to call it. And I don't mean weird and I go, that's weird, but like weird, like an awesome. Yes, it's harder to do that when your wife's pregnant.
Yeah.
And it's not an excuse to not come down to the table and say, hey, we're entering into a new season. What does feeling alive look like in this new season?
Mm-hmm.
And you just saying, well, I have to just go do X, Y, and Z is just simply not true. It's a choice you make. It's an easy out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes total sense.
So tell me what you want in your life that would allow you to look in the mirror and feel like, I like that guy.
I'd like to be porn free.
No. Porn is a symptom, dude. Porn works. You don't hear what I'm saying? You don't like Todd. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I think it really boils down to my lack of self-control over some things.
But what does a lack of self-control get you? Because I don't believe that. Because you don't look at porn at work in front of your boss. And you don't look at porn at church. And you don't look at porn when you're at your mom's house. So you can control it in the right environment.
Okay.
And so when you're by yourself, or when you are in quote unquote your house, or when you are stuck in a marriage or a relationship where there's no life left in it, what would you like to be true?
Well, what I would like to be true is not feasible right now, and that's a more intimate relationship with my wife. But
what does that mean? That's a very docile way. You want to have sex a lot more?
Yeah.
What kind? Just boring married sex?
I don't have a problem with that. My wife has told me many times before when she has engaged with me while she's pregnant, it's not going to be hot. I don't care about any of those things.
Okay, you're not a bad person for having 7-minute survival sex.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not hot, and it's not, I'm sure there's some weird dark web movies about it, but there's not the kind you make movies about. It's the kind you just laugh and stumble through, right?
Which we've done many times.
Okay. So underneath that, what's the thing?
I don't know.
Can I take a guess?
Sure.
It'd be really awesome if she initiated, if you felt desired.
Oh, yeah.
That getting off may be even secondary to, I want you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of it.
And it sounds like your wife is down. If you're like, hey, dude, you got 7 minutes, and she's like, yeah, let me get the spit up off my shirt, and I'm in.
Yeah, it's that happens rarely, but she's very uncomfortable a lot of times. We're getting into the final weeks of it, but it's been brewing for years. So
okay,
she almost never initiates.
Well, and fair. And also, does she have space to initiate?
No, she's empty at the end of the day.
Okay, so where can you lean in?
Do you mean by parenting, or?
I mean by this. Think of sex as a series of brakes and gas pedals.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the house, in your marriage environment, in the world, can you participate to make yourself desirable?
I feel like I've been doing nothing but that.
Okay.
If I can give you a little bit of background information on that.
Let it rip.
I used to, when our two youngest were a lot younger, I used to get frustrated about having to get up in the middle of the night because I take the night shift. So my wife can sleep. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's there all day. I come home, I take the night shift off of her. I used to get upset about having to get up in the middle of the night. And, ever since I've tackled this alcohol thing, I've been very more present in my family life. My patience is a lot better. My control over my anger is a lot better. My control over my emotions is a lot better. Things like parenting and watching the girls ride their bike seem much less mundane than they used to. And I feel like I'm trying to be more present in my family and calmer, more patient. I feel like I'm trying to do all of those things all the time now.
I get that 100%. But the layer I want you to actually explore is you're still, that all of the way you just explained that is yet another performance. It's just a different stage. And man, if we were just sitting here chilling, I bet in a few minutes you would tell me that you're just freaking tired of singing and dancing.
Yeah.
Dude, watching your kids ride their bike, it might be fun for some people. I don't love it. I love hearing my kids laugh. I love being silly. But there's other stuff I'd rather be doing a lot of the time. And that doesn't make me a bad dad. That doesn't make me not a guy who doesn't love his kids and not present with his kids. But you're on another stage trying to become again something that you're not. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little bit.
Here's how you get underneath that stage. You're trying to do all these things that you think she wants. And you're doing all these things that you listen to the right podcast and they tell you all dads should be doing. All of that avoids sitting at the table with your wife saying, how can I love you right now?
I've actually practiced that a couple of times.
How did it go?
I wouldn't say well. A lot of times she'll get I'll come in from work and she'll be absolutely overwhelmed with the kids. And the first thing I'll say is, how can I help you right now? How can I, what can I do to help you? And she'll just be so overwhelmed that she can't even get what she needs out.
Okay. So let's have the conversation more not in an overwhelmed state. If you listen to my show for more than a week, you've probably heard me tell somebody to go to breakfast on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And right this second, by the way, when she's about to have baby number 3, is not everyone's overwhelmed all the time, especially her.
Yeah, she is.
But when you bust in from the office and she's got one kid, she's about to have another kid, there's a kid setting something on fire, and you're like, all right, you tell me what to do. I get that sense of, will you just look around, do something, right?
I do.
I know you do. I'm not hating on you. But there's something really powerful and freeing, and if you go to AA, you learned this, of saying, I walk into this situation and I want to do the next right thing and I don't know what to do. And when I ask you, I understand that that's frustrating, and then I get a lot of shame that I don't even know how to make my wife feel less overwhelmed when she's holding 2 kids about to give birth to a third.
Mm-hmm.
I feel powerless.
Yeah.
Or here's the other word. I feel unuseful. I feel undesirable. And then I want to check in with you. And the only way I know to feel desirable is you to say, I want to have sex with you. And I'm not going to do that to you. I want to be a good dad. I want to be a good partner. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to work all day and I'm going to stay up all night, which is equally as unsustainable for you as it is for her. And then I'm just going to go jerk off in the bathroom because it's just easier for everybody. And then here comes your mother's voice again. How dare you, XYZ? You see what I'm saying? The whole loop starts over again.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
And until you get underneath the shame part of this, which is, I don't know how to make my house feel peaceful.
Yes.
And you have to have a partner who will say, I'm not going to condemn you for not having a skill set. I will teach you. I'll walk with you. And you have to be a modern male and not be like, you can't disrespect. Thank God. Tell me. Just tell me, please. To be real direct, my wife gave me a list of questions to not ask when she was having our second kid in the hospital. That was the greatest gift. Because in my trying to love her and help, I make everything more tense. And if she won't give you that, then you have deeper challenges in your marriage.
Okay. Because I was going to say, we a lot of times on Saturday mornings, we will have, like, let's say my mom watched the kids the night before, we will be able to have coffee at our table and just, talk. And even in situations like that, I've asked the question of, how can I make your life easier? What can I do to help? And it's hard for her to give it to me, and I don't know why.
Ask a different question. Because what you're doing when you do that is you're making the chaos of the house yet even more her responsibility. Now she's got to take care of you too.
So I'm just supposed to know?
No, it's a different question. Will you teach me?
Okay.
How to do the dishes? Will you teach me the best way I can do X, Y, and Z with a diaper? And now what you're doing is saying, I don't need you to solve yet another problem for me. I need you to share your expertise with me so I can get on with it. You see what a huge shift that is?
I do, yeah.
But that's you being humble. That's not you saying, all right, solve my problem too. It is teach me a few skills so that I can begin to feel a little more in my skin. And dude, I guess when it comes to pornography, you get to decide, man. Hope that helps, man. There's layers to it. There's layers to it, my brother. And I think you're on the right path. And I think you're a good guy. I really do. I think you're a good guy. I think you're trying to solve this with more tasks and more actions. I want you to get to the deeper layer, which is, my God, I feel helpless in my own house.